Hello, my name is Mercedes Harris, and I am the owner of SolxGlitz, and you are watching Leaked. SolxGlitz is an online shoe and accessories brand. So we typically, our focus products are shoes, handbags, and seasonal items like sunglasses. This hat that I have on typically for the winter. We had a couple of like headbands that are just kind of seasonal items, but our typical products that we offer are shoes, handbags, and sunglasses. So SolxGlitz actually had a couple of names before. So the initial name was Sol by Marie. Sol meaning like the sole of your shoe without the E. Marie because that's my middle name. That's also my aunt's middle name. So I wanted to use that name into the name. But then when I started to think about it, it wasn't what I wanted the brand to be. Like some people were confused about it. They thought I was like making stuff. So I wanted to be a little bit more clear. So I had a meeting with my mentor, and we were brainstorming about the name to revamp it a little bit, to give it some more flavor, because that just wasn't cutting it. So she came up with SolxGlitz, because she didn't want to do glam, because I didn't really want to do glam either. So when we were just like brainstorming names that were similar to glam, and she said glitz, and I was like, I really loved it, because glitz is like, it's bold, it's edgy, it's glitter, and that's what I wanted the brand to be, like that statement brand that you have on a piece, you know that you're gonna stand out, you know you're gonna be super confident with what accessories you have on. Like for me, like I always wanted to have pieces that were standout pieces. So I typically see what others are doing, and I do the exact opposite, because I want people to identify that piece as, oh, I know you got that from SolxGlitz. Like that's the ultimate goal, for people to know like that is a SolxGlitz bag, because when people see things that I personally wear, they like, oh, that's something that Mercedes will wear, because it is an identifying factor. So I want the same to translate with SolxGlitz, and so that's kind of how the name came about, actually through my mentor who recommended the name change for me. So challenges as far as entrepreneurship. I believe everything is challenging. The mindset is challenging, the discipline, especially when you're used to a set schedule with a 9 to 5. You know you got to clock in, you know your start time, you know your end time. So those are the parameters you already have based on your 9 to 5. When you're an entrepreneur, it's so much more free time. And because I'm so used to that structure with my 9 to 5 that I had, now I'm struggling trying to balance, my personal life with business. It's all jumbled together at this point, because it's just so much time. So discipline, honestly, now that I kind of converted over to somewhat full-time entrepreneurship, has been my biggest challenge. Prior to that, with balancing my 9 to 5 in business, it was challenging balancing both of them. Like I don't even see how I was even doing it before. Like I'm like, how was I running a business and working 9-10 hours a day? I'm amazed at how I was even able to do that, doing both at the same time. So that was a challenge within itself. Me just being, I call it one woman show, because it's just me. It's hard. Like, people glorify and glamorize entrepreneurship, but it is hard. So it is so hard. Like, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It is hard. And so just learning everything, like even though I have a business background, entrepreneurship is something that someone cannot teach you. Like you can take all the courses about entrepreneurship in the world, but you are not truly an entrepreneur until you are in the trenches. Like it's like being in the trenches in the beginning. So building everything, getting that traction, getting yourself out there, it takes a lot. You're building something from the ground up, literally. Even if you have the money, even if you have the knowledge, you're still building it up from the ground up. And if you don't have a team, it's difficult, because it's just you. And for me, I've been trying to surround myself with more entrepreneurs, because they understand my struggles. Like my friends and people that I know that don't have businesses, they don't really understand my struggles. Like I can, talk about, I'm all excited, got all these ideas. They don't share the same excitement, which is fine. But, typically they're still supportive, but you have to really like surround yourself with a community, which is what my ultimate goal is like I be networking. I talk to everybody. So learning, marketing. Oh my God, social media marketing is probably my biggest challenge. Content marketing. So that's something I've been really, really, really trying to focus on because I know it is what my business is missing, as well as like structure and systems. That's another thing that I've been trying to get in place. Like, you can run a business, but if you want it to be a growing business that you can scale, you really have to have so many things in place. Like, I've learned so many things I've never even heard of. And so building your email marketing, your text message marketing, there's so many layers to entrepreneurship, and all of that is very overwhelming, which makes it super challenging. So one of the most challenging parts of entrepreneurship is balancing your personal life, your business life, and your mental health. Because sometimes it's like when you work on one thing so much, other things start to fall to the wayside, like your family, your relationships. So balancing is key. Your mental health is key because there's so many things you're going to experience. It's like a roller coaster, literally. Like, some days you're going to be up, you're going to be super excited, you're going to be super motivated. And other days you're going to be lazy. You're not going to feel like, you got this long to-do list and it keeps adding up because things you were supposed to do yesterday you ain't do, or things you were supposed to do last week you ain't do. So it's just a cycle. But there's so many things that you can do to refresh, like taking a break. I'm a huge advocate of mental health. It's super, super important, and being an entrepreneur can really have a huge impact on your mental health. But you have to always, meditate. I started meditating. I started doing a morning routine where I listen to motivational speakers. I listen to Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, people that I know were super excellent in their fields, because to me, it kind of gave me that fuel that I might not have had that particular day, or I might have been feeling down or not as confident. But as soon as I watch their videos, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to conquer the world. Like, you kind of have to find things that will continue to replenish you, because you're going to be drained, you're going to be tired, you're going to be everything is going to be, it's so many things you're going to neglect. Cleaning your house, eating right, working out. You really have to find a way to manage all of those things. And it's not to say that you're going to do all of those things every single day, because you're literally going to burn yourself out. That's not the goal. The goal isn't to work harder than you were at your 9 to 5, because that defeats the purpose of even being an entrepreneur. You want to be more free. You want to have more control of your time and your energy. But if you're working all the time, 12, 15 hours a day, you're not in control of your time. So that's something that I feel like entrepreneurs preach. You need to work 16. No, you do not need to work. You just need to be very strategic. Make sure you get your plan. In the beginning, you are going to work a lot harder because, again, you're building everything from the ground up. But once things get to a certain place and you can kind of put it on autopilot, and then you can live your life and have a better balance of your mental health, your physical, your personal, and all of those things. So as far as my tips for aspiring entrepreneurs, I would say don't just be an entrepreneur because everybody else is being an entrepreneur. You really gotta want to be an entrepreneur, because if you don't got no money coming in, you can't pay your bills. That's a hard reality that you might potentially face as an entrepreneur. So just make sure that you are super certain that you want to be an entrepreneur. I would also say make sure that, because what I've learned with the boutique, it's kind of hard to know what problem that you solve for people. It is a way that you can construct that, but make sure that the business that you are starting, there is a absolute need for it. It might be something that you like or something you're passionate about, but if it really isn't solving a problem that people have, you're gonna have a very difficult time getting it off the ground, making sure you know your vision and your mission, your target audience, and things like that. And I will also say do a lot of the research and the marketing. Have a marketing plan, have a marketing budget, do all of that before. That's the mistake that I made. I didn't do all of that before. I was more so trying to research, how to make the website, how to get the LLC, how to get the EIN. And I neglected the marketing part, which is a huge part of the business. So make sure that's what you're focusing on, that research, before you even start buying any products. Like before you look at a vendor, you need to make sure that your target audience, your marketing plan and budget is already set to go before you buy any products, period. And don't overdo it. Like when I first bought my inventory, I just overdid it. And looking back, it allowed me to test different things to see what people like. But I also probably wasted money that I probably could have used more on marketing a smaller amount of products rather than buying a larger amount of products and not marketing them properly, and then holding on to this excess inventory that I'm not making any money off of. So make sure that you're very strategic. Once you figure out your target audience, the next step is the product that you're going to have for your business. And then making sure your business is set up properly. Like, you cannot neglect that, like your professional email, no Gmail, no Yahoo. Like it needs to be a professional email. You can get that through Google Suite. Making sure you have your virtual address unless you have a physical location, because if you want to go into like business credit, it's good to have all of those things before, because when you file your LLC, you can already have all of that professional information on your LLC application instead of revamping it and trying to do it over. It's just extra work that you don't have to do if you do it right from the beginning. You know, getting your LLC and your EIN, making sure all of your business logistics are taken care of. And then your domain, like you don't want to have your website where it's .bitcartel or .myshopify.com, because that doesn't look like you have ownership of your business. It needs to have the name of your business .com. So with me, SolxGlitz.com, not SolxGlitz.myshopify.com. It's too long and no one is gonna remember, so try to keep it as simple as possible. And then like with your branding, make sure that it's not over the top, like, because when you think about brands that stand out like Fenty Beauty and Walmart, a lot of their logos and their branding are very simple and clean. I noticed that a lot of people that have been getting into entrepreneurship have been just doing a little bit too much with the colors, and it's like simplify it as much as possible, because it's important, but it's not as important as you think it is. So making sure you have a brand that can look good on a shirt, on a billboard. Like you have to make sure you're very strategic when you're thinking about your colors and your logo. Don't overdo it with your logo, please, because I see so many people like the glitter. I even had glitter in my logo and I immediately took it out. So I revamped my logo and everything because I wanted to be more professional. I wanted people to take it serious. Like you want people to know that this isn't a hobby for you. So that's super important. I mean, there's so many tips, but I would say those are probably my best tips for aspiring entrepreneurs. So currently we have a giveaway. So this is our first giveaway that we've ever done. And the giveaway is we are doing a Glitz Gang box. So I call it my tribe, Glitz Gang. So it's gonna be a Glitz Gang box that is valued at $75 worth of products. So that could be, you know, a pair of shoes and a handbag, you know, 2 pairs of shoes, two handbags. So you get $75 worth of products for free. The rules are listed on our social media, but I'll just give like a quick rundown. You must follow our page. It's SolxGlitz, SolxGlitz, GLITZ. You must be on our text list, which you can access that via our website, www.solxglitz.com. It'll pop right up. All you have to do is put in your phone number and you'll be enrolled into our text list. On the giveaway post that's on our page, you just have to tag 3 people in the comments, and then when you share the post, just make sure you tag us so that we can see that you shared the post. And that's it. It's just 4 rules that you need to follow in order to enter into the giveaway. It is going to end on October the 10th, but I might extend it for a little bit just to get some more people in, and then probably extend it to the 15th or the 12th. But you can just check the social media, and now we will let you all know when we actually announce the winner. But yes, we are super excited about the giveaway, and we really would love for you all to enter to win $75 worth of free products. So we are on Instagram and Facebook. So it's SolxGlitz on Facebook, SolxGlitz on Instagram. Again, that's SolxGlitz SolxGlitz on Facebook and Instagram. We currently don't have Twitter, but we're working on it. We also just we have TikTok now, so SolxGlitz on TikTok as well. And then our website is www.solxglitz.com, SolxGlitz.com. That's where you can have access to all of our products. Everything we have is on hand, so you don't have to wait 30, 40 days to receive it. Typically, people receive their orders within 3 to 5 days of purchasing. So, yeah, that's how you can get in contact with us. Our email is customerservice@solxglitz.com. If you want to just have reach out if you have any questions. Yeah, that's about it. That's how to contact us.